Welcome back to the channel today, guys. And before I get into the army of the day, I want to apologize in advance because I won't be able to record live hits anymore. That's like live commentary. Even if I record live, it would either be a voiceover or like reviews of my army. So I've gone into Legends League today and I'm just going to show you guys the review of the army I used today, which is the Stars army. Not Stars, the entire Navi, they are using the army. So it is RootRiders and one Overgrowth. That's the similar thing across three of them's army. But me, I have my own variation as well, which is with the two quakes. Some of them are taking a rage, some of them have, I don't think any of them has a heal spell. But then the equipments are also different. Some are using the haste vial, some are using the rocket spell. But this is the army I'm using, or I used today, and I would most likely use it tomorrow because the army is promising. So let me get into my hits today. Only two fails, which were sad. I don't know how I bottled them, but they were good hits. So this is a review of the army, and then the main thing with the army is the technique. The log launcher, the spirit walk, or the spirit walk is just basic, but then the log launcher technique is crazy, and those guys really bully bases. They don't think too much about it, they just go into bases. So this is the thing. You can see the log launcher value on this base over here. These three buildings can be taken out with the log launcher, the arrow, and the quick spell. So yeah, you just have to set a funnel on either side of that log launcher value. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I have two quakes. One is for the RC and one is for the log launcher. So I'm going into this part of the base to trim it down. I don't think I need to speed it up, but let me speed it up. So I'm going to clear the entire compartment. RC got it with like 3 or 5 invis. Or did she use the sixth one? Wow, she used 6 of them. It was heavily trapped, but then I have, let me pause it. I have the batch. The batch helps to take out defenses along the outside. So you can see this wizard tower, these buildings, that's what the batch helps to do. Then the other ones that are inside, you use the rocket launch to clear it out. So that's what the army is. I've been able to, tailor it very well. So the army link will be in the description. So you can see the quick spell first, then the skeleton, the ice golem, and the queen arrow, and the log launcher. This combo of the 3 of them, that's the queen arrow, the giant, I said the queen arrow, the giant arrow, the giant arrow, the log launcher, and the quick spell. Those 3 things can clear out any building at all on the base, like without touching them. Those 3 buildings, that combo can take out anything, even the town hall. It can take out the town hall without coming in close contact with it. So that's why it's really beautiful. So I've taken out the crusher mortar, which is very, very deadly. And you can see, even if I'm going into 2 spitters, the army is still going to crush. Let me speed it up here. I think I use the overgrowth on the town hall and the spitter in this direction so that my troops will just go along the outside. You can see my king along the outside with the snake bracelet. Now, one reason I have hesitated with using this army is because my snake bracelet is low on many of my IDs. What level is this on this one? 17. But hey, there was it. I think I saw that in the hit, but I still held my warding ability. I had my warding ability. I think my queen died as well, but then I had the warding ability, the RC ability, the giant. This was my first hit of the day, first hit with the army in Legends League, and honestly, it went so well, considering I had everything till the end except for my healers and then my king and my queen. But yeah, this is the idea behind the army. Log launcher value. The technique is the same on almost every single base, except from bases that don't have log launcher value. They just switch to what's it called? They switch to the troop thrower. So you just launch the Yetis into the core, and honestly, the Yetis do really good. So you can see this is another double poison diamond base. The town hall is not in the center, but the idea is still the exact same thing. So you want to log launcher here. It's when you see log launcher value like this. Sometimes you can see log launcher value into the town hall. But yeah, I think there may be a base I'll face like that. So you can see log launcher value here. So I'm going to either clear this left side or clear the right side of the log launcher value. Then the RootRiders will go into the next one, and then the king will come along the outside. So you can see I'm clearing out defenses along the outside with rocket loans and the batchers. That's exactly what they are for. You can see my quick again. It's going to cover most of the defenses there, weaken them so that they'll be like 3 shots, 2 shots. My aura can do the rest of the damage. You can see I'm not even hitting them once and then invising. So this is the idea behind using the quick on the Royal Champion charge. You can also remove it. It's all up to you, but I prefer always having the quick on my RC. So yeah, she got into a decent part of the bait. Also activated the Giga Bomb and the Tornado Trap, which is beautiful. So here you can see once again, isolated monolith. So I use the skeleton trap. I use the quick here because this is where the builder huts are. There's no builder hut here, so just the giant arrow and the log launcher should be able to take it out comfortably. So that's what I did. And then soon enough, one thing with stars and the rest is that they don't waste any time. Once they are dropping their queen, they are dropping their RootRider so that the queen can stay alive. You know, she doesn't have her ability anymore. So she needs to be able to stay alive. I think I lost my queen here this time because my ice golem didn't go out in front very well. But you can see the king is the king is along the outside. I sent a headhunter for this ones, but everything is moving smoothly. The giant is in the core, tanking for the ice golem. I don't know why the ice golem should pop first, but it is well. I think the giant took out the crusher motor before the logs even took it out. Then you can see the CC is coming out, so you just poison. Everything is moving in a slim path because RC has done here, log launcher is doing here, so this one's just move here. Where you see damage, you pop your warding ability. This time I didn't hold my warding ability because I saw traps. Then I used the overgrowth spell on the town hall because everything was going so smoothly. I knew there was no way I was going to 1-star, so I just did that because I also have my RC ability. And yeah, it was just mainly going around the base, cleaning up, and then waiting for the overgrowth to expire. Then we are good to go. So this was a triple. My first 4 hits were seamless. Even my fails were really good, but then I had to just bottle something. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is my 3rd hit of the day. Let's see what I did. Okay, so this is a double poison box base, and this is one I hit with fireball. I've hit it a couple of times with fireball, but this is my first time hitting it with this army, and I'm going to show you the power of the log launcher on this one. So yeah, spirits walk into a part of the base, and most times if you can get into the core is what you can try to get to with your RC. If you are taking out a flank, you have 6 invis, so try as much as possible to get into the core. Now you can see the Bacha taking out this mortar over here. So then RC goes into the base. Always beware of traps. I didn't go into this part of the base because I felt that there will be traps here. That's where the crusher mortar is. So you can see quick. The quick weakens all those buildings, and then try to use the quicks on the builder huts because those are the most important things. The builder hut is what makes you take longer time with your real champion. But if you quick the builder huts and also quick the buildings, that's why the quick is really good. The combination, you can quick those 2 things and it lets you spend less time. So you can imagine with 6 invis, I got into I think I got the 2nd scatter shot as well. So double up. Now this spirit walk with this army has to be perfect. Double invis cycle, you need to master it. So if you've not done that, you need to go and practice a lot. Do a lot of practice. Fail. Don't be afraid to fail. And yeah, you can see the pathing my RC has already created. That's beautiful pathing. So here you can choose to just go with the log launcher. I said with the log launcher, with the RootRiders and the... Let me pause it first because let me catch my breath. So yeah, you can choose to go with the RootRiders just into the base from here, and then the queen and the king along the outside. Yeah, but then you can still use the log launcher, which is what stars, and I don't know if Gaku does it, but then they do it and it's really good. So you can see I'm going to take the value of the quick, the giant arrow, and the log launcher as well to trim out the base, trim out the pattern on the base so that my RootRiders can just go seamlessly. So I'm going to play it now so that you see it. So that, and then the log launcher here. You can see the HP of the crusher motor is already like less than 50%. So the log launcher just has to touch it a couple of times. The X-bow is going to go down soon. And then you can see the crusher motor goes down immediately. And then the pathing is already really smooth. The king and the queen are moving along the outside. I have 2 ice golems. One for my RootRiders sometimes, and then the second one for my king and my king, most especially along the outside. So you can see here they're all moving nicely. If the log launcher opens up, the RootRiders, the Yetis from there will join the army. So yeah, I popped the log launch. I popped the warding ability because the town hall was close by. I didn't need to overgrow it. Sometimes you can just overgrow the town hall and then come back and meet it after. But then they were already so close to it, so I just overgrow the splitter that was in my direction and the monolith. And then at this point, you can see the base is already gone, like with the spirit walk and then with the log launcher and then just the early RR spam. So I think this army is going to be a lot easier for people instead of the fireball RootRiders, as long as you know your spirit walk and you don't use the haste vial. Now I think in another video I'll show you guys why I choose the haste vial over why I chose the rocket spray over the haste vial, because the haste vial is very, very risky. Very, very risky. If you enter a very well baited base, your RC would die with the haste vial. But with the rocket spray, at least I think all she would do is pop her ability. So yeah, this is the 3rd hit. Let me show you guys the 4th hit before my back-to-back fails. Like I was doing so well. I thought it was already a 320 day because honestly, okay, this looks like the same base, but it's not the exact same. Same as the first one I hit, but it's not the exact same thing. This one, the crusher motor is isolated, but then the multi-inferno is a bit further inside. But you can see the consistency in the bases. They have kind of a streamline where you can send a log launcher. So you have to do is to send your RC in here. So that's exactly what I did here. Now, more rocket loans to trim the pattern of the Royal Champion. You need to be careful with that. I think I need to do an extensive guide on this army so that people will know how to use it better. So yeah, my RC is going in, doubling this cycle now because there could be traps, there could be scatter. You know, scatter shots hits very fast. So double invis cycle, I've gotten to the scatter shot, and then from the scatter shot, I think I had 2 invis left. So I got the ricochet cannon in the core. So this is why you have the quakes. With the quakes, you get beautiful value, maximum value, because why not? So yeah, let me speed it up. Here, RC gets the recall, I recall her, and then same thing. Wait, let me pause or let me slow down. Same thing. Skeleton or Quake. There's an order you need to drop these things. Quake first because of the builder hot, then the skeleton because of the whatever thing is in front of there, then the giant arrow, then the log launcher. I think I even need more headhunters in this army because I always lose my 2 headhunters to the king and the minion prince, and then I have no headhunters to battle any extra heroes along the along the way. So yeah, king along the outside. And also try to make your king in a way that he always goes along the outside. If he goes inside, it's not always good. It can work obviously, but then it's not always the best case scenario. So Furnace has pulled. My log launcher popped early, but Furnace has pulled. So I popped the poison. Giant is still tanking to an extent, but then I popped an early ability because lots of things were in the warding ability or in the warding aura. So I just popped it and then used the overgrowth on the town hall. So this is the thing. I faced a similar version of the base. So I have an idea. Luckily, this one there was no red bomb farm here. And my king went inside, but then he went outside. Confused guy. My queen survived on this one. The ice golem in front of her was still there. I don't know how. But yeah, this is another thing why you need to overgrowth the town hall. Either early. You need to choose if you are using the overgrowth on it early or late. But whichever one should be good. Then RC ability. This one, I think I had all 4 heroes up. So yeah, I faced it the first time. It wasn't the best, but then now it's a lot better. No RootRiders up, but all 4 heroes are up. But then my Odin dies, of course. So yeah, this is the thing with the army. King along the outside. Then there are 4 wall breakers for, I don't know, just in case anybody needs to be wall broken into the base. That's what the 4 wall breakers are for. But most times it's swagged. But it's just good to have it in case it is. Now let's get into my fails. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spitzer, what went wrong? Rage and Invis base. Now, how I handle Rage and Invis base is, let me show you guys. My problem with this base was I lost my Royal Champion. I lost my Royal Champion here very early. Now, this is why I always advise that your Royal Champion is the last thing you drop on your spam. She just came off a Spirit Walk. She either does not have a Spirit Fox or her health is low. So always try to drop her last. I think I dropped her last, but then she still went ahead of everybody. And yeah, so this base, I just streamed a funnel. I took out a spitter and here. And then what you want to do is to double quake. You don't use any quake with your RC charge. You save the quakes for your log launcher so that they can easily take out the town hall. If you double quake this part of the base, honestly, the log launcher, the queen, and the queen arrow take it out very quickly. So that's exactly what you do on Rage and Invis bases. I had to do a lot of practice, bro. I was up almost all night trying to practice with this strategy because I knew today I had to use it. I wanted to use it instead of the fireball. Because the fireball is people are saying is really, really not, it's hard to keep your warding alive. So the spirit walk is easier to keep your RC alive than to keep your warding alive. So yeah, you can see the pattern that I have created here. And then I'm not going from the far side of where the town hall. I'm going to where the town hall is close. Then I can use my double quick. I didn't use any quick on the with the RC. I can use the double quick. So here I will just use this double quick here. Then skeleton spell, queen arrow, and then the log launcher. So you will see these buildings, you can see how low the spell towers are already. So once the log launcher just touches it like once or twice, you're good to go. I started my RootRiders early. You can see my RC. Like, I didn't even know that my RC died early. I saw red bombs, but it was too late. It was on my queen. You can see she died to the, I think, multi-gear and traps here without using her ability. I didn't even know that she died until I got to like very far into the base and I was like, where's my RC? Because everything was looking so good. I was like, time to pop RC ability. And then I was like, I can't find my RC. She died very early. So you can see warding ability has been used. Everything is looking so good here. I used the overgrowth on the crusher motor because it's the deadliest thing. It took out my queen safe. But then this giant, beautiful guy. On a normal day, I would have used the healer puppets because the giant is kind of iffy with this strategy with the crusher motor. The crusher motor is bouncing on the giant. It hits the queen that's behind. So I tried to use the healer puppet sometimes, but honestly, the giant is super clutch. So you can see here, I think this was where I was looking for my RC. I was like, bro, where's my RC? It's time to pop our ability because the overgrowth will soon expire. And then I found out that I didn't have an RC all the way. So I couldn't just get through the rest of the base. My king was stuck behind the wall. Like, honestly, I almost pulled through, but without that RC, like, it was super difficult. I think I still took out the crusher motor, I took out the monolith. But my king also dying to this enemy RC. That's why I said I think I need an extra headhunter. Maybe just one extra headhunter on the army. You can see the Bachas trying to just clean up. So even if they're not doing something on the front end of the attack, they are doing something on the back end of the attack. So why I feel this hit was my RC. I should have delayed her more, or I would have just been more careful with her. Now this hit, I think I remember this one. This is a Rage and Envy's base. This base, I didn't know what to do. But then I came up with something good, and then I still bottled it because I still didn't know how to handle it. But if I see this base again, I'm going to demolish it. So here I was going into this part of the base just to clear off the funnel, but then I saw that it was a very slim funnel, so I could just cut my RC into the town hall, and I actually did it. But here, I know that there are mostly traps in this compartment, so I trimmed the RC parting. This is something that you need to learn to start doing. I made sure her parting was just slim. She didn't enter this compartment because there'll be traps here. So she just snuck in. I think she only activated a few small bombs. You can see there. So yeah, I took out the remaining defenses so that she will not go in that direction. Now you can see here, and then I invis and she went straight into the core. I used my double quick. I used one initially, but then I was like, wait, I'm already at the town hall. Let me just double quick so I can try to get the monolith and the crusher motor. And I got only the monolith, which was good. So you can see at this point, I was so hopeful. I thought, oh, I've already tripled. But then I didn't know how to handle the rage and invis, rage and poison part of the base. So you'll see it here. So here I was also dicey on what to do with this crusher motor because I didn't know what to do. I think I just sent my log launcher. Yeah, because I didn't know how to take it out. I didn't have rocket launchers to just try and snipe it out because they were low, honestly. But yeah, I just sent the log launcher. The log launchers took it out. Then my king also went inside the base. This is another thing I think I need to start doing. Make sure his funnel is well set. So he goes outside because now that he goes inside, there's nothing to trim along the outside. Based on the trauma from my last hit, you can see I didn't drop my RC earlier at all. There were traps here. God knows what would have happened to her. And then my queen also went far because I didn't funnel the right side. So lots of things kind of went wrong. Mass rocket launch CC, but thank God for my giant that was in the core. I just dropped the poison here. And it was GG. So my queen was alone along the right side. She died. Now this is where it all happened. I feel, let me just show you guys what happened. I feel I should have popped the warding ability first, let the rage and poison activate, because that's what you should normally do. But then I used the overgrowth first and held my warding ability, and everything roasted my troops. I was trying to say, let me, do the other way around, overgrowth first, then warding ability after. But then this base was super heavy for that. I needed to pop the warding ability first, then overgrowth where the rage has activated and stuff like that, and then come back for it. But then I did it the other way around. So it's my first day with the army. Tomorrow will definitely be better. I've been using the fireball, so I don't know how this thing works. If it was fireball, you guys know this entire compartment is gone. That's like about 15 buildings or so. But yeah, I didn't know how to handle it. My RC, this rocket spare is very, very annoying because if you are in the middle of midst of a lot of damage, your RC is actually very useless. So you have to time her and make sure she's far when you are popping her ability. If not, it's just a swagged ability. That's another thing you have to practice for. You need to learn to master that rocket spare. So let's get into my final two hits of the day when I was already super pissed. And see what I did. This is another double poison, kind of isolated town hall. Now, this is another thing. I also wanted to know if I could. I didn't know if I could come in here. I've not done so much with the army, so I don't know if I should just spirit walk here and then log launcher here. This is like a closer parting to the town hall. But then, since the crusher motor was here, I just went for the crusher motor like other bases, and it worked. So I don't know. You guys should just peep what I did. Same thing. You're sending your log launcher down the middle, so all you need to do is to send your RC into either side of the base. I chose here, so log launcher here and then this over here. So yeah, spirit walk, quick to get the most value out of your real champion. Sometimes you don't even need to quick if you see that the buildings are a bit spread out or there's no builder hut. Sometimes you don't really need to quick. So, but then I quicked because there were builder huts and all that stuff. She didn't get so much value, but she trimmed the parting. That's the most important thing. The parting is the most important thing. So you can see here, I made sure I took out those buildings along here. See, once you start failing and some things start happening to you, you start getting better with the army. So skeleton trap, headhunter, giant out in front, took out the minion prince, and then king along the outside, then spam into this direction. So here things went well. My Yetis went inside the base, poison for the CC. I think I used the overgrowth on the town hall and the splitter once again. Troops went really beautifully. I think they all went towards the bottom side. King didn't move too fast, which is nice. Even if I have the max snake bracelet, this army would do better. So you guys should just practice with the army. I popped the warding ability. We went around. Nice stuff. So the army is actually chill. Just practice with it. And I think stars is getting a lot of 320s and plus 300. So that's exactly why I decided to try the army. Then this is my final hit of the day. Another diamond base. So this one, I think this was when I went into the town hall because of the crusher motor. My plan was to go in here and then wait. So with the going opposite the town hall, you trim out this parting and then log launcher and then go in here, king along the outside. But it's the same exact thing you want to do on if you're going through the town hall, like from this side. So spirit walk here, then log launcher here, then go in here, and then your king along the outside. So that's what I wanted to do. That was my plan initially, but then I think my RC didn't get the splitter, so I had to move the plan. Like, what would I say? I had to rotate the plan a bit because my RC went this way instead of going towards the splitter. Then I'll be able to do this. Just see what happened. I don't know how to explain that thing exactly, but then RC didn't go towards the splitter. I thought she was going to go into the splitter. That was the plan. But then she went here, and then instead of doing RC goes here and then log launcher here, I did RC goes here and then log launcher here and then RootRider's there. So you get, it's like, this is how it used to be explained. It's like a piece of a pie. This is a debate. Just take a look of, I said pie. It's like a pizza. Take a look at the base like a pizza. So if you take out this part of the pizza with your RC, your log launcher and your queen take out this part, then your RootRider starts at this entire parts of the base, then your king comes along the outside, everybody meets in the middle, like overgrowth meets in the middle, so that they just keep going around the base like that. So that's exactly what I did on this base. I used the log launcher here, and then CC came out, so I poisoned. I'm yapping too much, but you guys should get the drill. So king along the outside, then I RootRidered here. This crusher motor, I wanted to wait for it, but I was like, no, I don't want to time fail. It's my last hit of the day. Let me just take the risk. And honestly, the crusher motor wanted to roast my warden, but then I think the skeleton, he started targeting the skeleton of the king once again. And yeah, I won't say I was lucky, but that was the initial plan. I just became unlucky, and then my luck or things just went back in place. So everything was low because there were lots of traps in that compartment. But then, warding ability, I think all spell towers were gone at this point. King didn't go along the outside, so I had to start using troops to, do what the king didn't want to do. Ran away from his responsibilities. What a guy. Then the overgrowth spell was still active at this. I still had the overgrowth spell because this is another reason I even shied away from going opposite town hall, because there were lots of things here. I didn't know how to start, which one queen would take, which one I would start my RootRiders from. So I went from the side. There are lots of entries with the log launcher, which is actually amazing. That's why I say this army is really, really good. So just practice, learn how to take out different base styles. I think I sent my headhunter queen. I think I need more headhunters with this army, honestly. So queen died to the enemy king. My headhunter was for the minion prince here. RC ability was for the core. Rocket spear, once she's in behind, make sure she's safe, and then you pop her ability. She takes out the core. King uses ability along the outside, use more cleanup, and then that's a triple. Odin died, but I had RootRiders, I had Bachas, I had my king too. And the giant. Giant is, another name for giant should be Jesus Christ, because this guy, let me even show you. No, I'm not going to show you guys my defense. I'm going to hide my base. But yeah, there's a base I'm running, and the guy got saved from a 1-star because of his giant. Like, the giant is really, really clutch. So yeah, this is Stars Army Day 1. I don't know if I'll be able to record live hits, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. So yeah, stay tuned for more reviews with this army. If I would do a full guide on it, you guys will see the video. So just make sure to like, subscribe, and I would see you guys in my next video. Ciao. Let me see if I am still top. I don't know where I am global, but this is my ID that resets in top 30 global or top 40 global. Yeah, I have other IDs. Where my other ID? This is Destro AJ. Destro AJ was like 60 something global. So my IDs are just around the corner. Top 100, top 200. This is tough. Different bases. Very, very difficult bases that you see on hard mode. So yeah, see you guys in my next video. Ciao.